Hey everyone, welcome back to All Adventures Great and Small. Today I have a little survival knife that I'm pretty excited about to look at. If you've been watching anything on my channel, you know I kind of geek out over stuff like this. This one is the Contour Feather from Outdoor Element. It says, explore with confidence. And I've not done a ton of research on this company. From the little bit of looking at I did do, looks like they were a Kickstarter for maybe another knife or some other products they did in the past, and then this is now something they've come out with. I saw this on Amazon, as well as where I first saw it was on REI's website. So clearly they're doing something right, and they are getting their product out there. So that's great. A couple high-level things. Obviously, it's a knife with a blade, and then it has a sheath, and there's a fire-starting ferro rod integrated into the sheath. There's a whistle, there's a sharpener, a pocket clip, and then a 1/4-inch hex driver. There's probably something in the camping world that corresponds with. Otherwise, I have no idea why that's on this knife. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's open it up. So I've already cut it there, but all right, let's get this open. So here we go. You have some instructions. All right. Great for lighting campfires. Okay, thank you. And then you have your knife. And it has a clip on the backside of the sheath. So one thing I'll say just right off the bat from looking at this, I did open up the box right before the video. I briefly glanced at it just so I know what I'd be looking at, and kind of form some thoughts at least. And one thing I really was struck by immediately is the build quality. It does seem really solid. Of course, in my first look, I turn it over and I see China. So I was a bit turned off at that. But I will say the feel that this has, it is on par with a much more expensive knife. I think this is around $40. I wouldn't want to pay too much more for something that is so small and simple. But to be honest, the quality seems fantastic. So, all right, with that said, let's get the knife out of the sheath. There's a little bit of a spot here it seems you can push on to kind of kick it out. And there you go. So we'll talk about the sheath and its features in a moment. So here's your knife. This is a small blade. But to be frank, from what I've seen in a lot of survival scenarios, you know, a small blade is okay. You're not using this for anything too dramatic. It's more for carving firewood and helping create shelter and things like that, or just cutting cordage. So you don't need a huge blade. There's this circle. I'm guessing that's for saving weight, because this is a pretty heavy knife. You can see it's a full tang, and it's pretty stout. I'm actually very impressed. I feel like you can definitely use this and not be fearful it's gonna break. The handles feel very high quality. I'm really impressed with them. It's kind of etched into the handle, their logo and name, which that's kind of cool. And of course, I love the orange accents. Now, on the bottom is a whistle. I have not blown it yet, but I will test that out. I'm sure it's loud. I'm sure they got that right. And you'll see on the back side here, it says strike. And so now when you get into the sheath, obviously it's a Kydex sheath. The knife, when it goes in, it does have a good click and has a good bit of pull. So I'm actually pulling it, and yeah, I can definitely get it out. But it takes a good bit of force. So that's where your thumb right there. And I'll just take this moment to say though, this ridge right here, in images before I got the knife, I thought, man, this looks a little wonky. But now feeling it, this is an incredible amount of grip. And this ridge is very deep and allows even my big fingers to get in here and not feel like it's gonna slip up and make contact with the blade. There's serrations right here. These serrations feel really good. So this knife, you know, it's on the small side, but it really feels good in the hand. I've done some other videos on the Ritter RSK MK5, I believe it is, which is another little survival knife. And that particular one has a blade a little bit smaller than this, and the handle stops about right here. So it's a super tiny knife, and you rely on a lanyard to get grip. This feels like they kind of took that idea and went further, and rather than making it a big thick handle, they just made it what you need, and I really think they nailed it. All right, back on the sheath. So here's your ferro rod. Ooh, and I just figured out what this is for. All right, there you go. Cool. All right, so here's your ferro rod. The ferro rod is threaded, okay? And I can unscrew it by hand and get it out. And what I just noticed is this 1/4-inch driver, it's for that. There you go. I guess it's so in case this gets really tight in there or you want to tighten it up a good bit, you can use the knife blade. But it looks like from my looking at the product, you know, the way you strike it would be to hold your hand like this and then go from the back side here where it says strike. You cannot reverse this. I did try unscrewing it and try to reverse it around. It doesn't work. So it's meant to sit just like that. There is a knife sharpener built into the, there you go, into the sheath, which that's pretty cool. So you have some good features here. And then this clip feels really solid on here, and it's pretty difficult to pull it out. I like that. And there is you can see if my camera will cooperate. There you go. There is a piece of metal on the back side of that opposing side. And so if you have a piece of, I guess this would be for like some lashing or something on your backpack, you know, it's not big enough for a belt, but it would work very well for that. And that extra little piece there, the metal will keep it on there really well. So I'm pretty impressed. This is a solid little knife. I can definitely see this making it into my bag. Like I said, probably the biggest con, if you will, is that it is a bit heavy. That's probably the biggest thing I could say about it. And the other thing I'll say, as I've said in my other videos, is if you're relying on this for survival, or just relying on it to start a fire, you had better learn how to do that before you get out in the wilderness, because actually starting reliable, good fires with a ferro rod can be a bit difficult. Those who know how to do it, oh, they do it with ease and looks great, and it's really fun. But you do need to practice, and you need to perfect it and learn how to do it. So that's my soapbox. I'll get off it. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts on this knife from Outdoor Element, feel free to leave them below. I'm happy to answer more questions on it or do some other videos. But if this video was helpful, please consider subscribing. Definitely check out my other videos for other outdoor gear and more videos in the coming weeks and months on overland vehicles and such like that. So, all right, have a great day.